Vampire gang with the blood on my face.
So this is the direct. Oh wait, y'all can't even see. Yeah, I know I gotta redo the intro. I gotta redo the intro. 6 most disturbing abandoned building encounters con camera. Bro, why is this the direction that we're going for in this stream, bro? Why we just watching a bunch of creepy shit, bro? God damn, bro. Let's watch it, man. It's been a minute since I've watched like disturbing abandoned videos. And I'd be lying to say I was excited. I'd be lying. I'd be lying to say I was ecstatic. I'd be lying. I'd be lying to say I was in a state of joy, glee, even. I'd be lying. So let's get right into it, bro. Cause you know these videos gonna be creepy as a motherfucker, man. But that's the job of these videos. If they're not creepy, then it's not doing.
An urban explorer.
I was talking, bro. If it's not creepy, then it's not doing its job. So I gotta support it, bro.
Or with a YouTube channel called Urbex Hill. Over the past 10 years, he's been uploading raw footage of his visits to some of the creepiest abandoned buildings in the country, often running into unexpected and sometimes life-threatening situations. Urban explorers like Chris face many dangers, from aggressive stray dogs to hostile squatters to respiratory risks and unsound structures.
Oh, so I just realized the video is 26 minutes long, but we are gonna be on this for a minute because I stay pausing.
Venturing into
I'm gonna try not to pause too much,
is
but
much more risky than it might sound.
If I want to say something,
it's obviously much safer to explore abandoned buildings in the light of day and with a group of friends, but in most of his videos, Chris explores at night and always alone. In June 2022, he visited the abandoned Westinghouse Electric Factory located in Cleveland, Ohio. Built more than a century ago, the factory originally consisted of 7 different buildings, but most of them have been demolished by now.
This looks like a Call of Duty map, bro.
Even though the Westinghouse Company was established in 1886, it didn't reach Cleveland until 1894. Founded by Thomas Edison, Westinghouse is best known for the notable engineers who worked for the company, including Nikola Tesla and William Stanley. For several decades, the Westinghouse Company rivaled General Electric, and it was last used as a lighting equipment production plant before its abandonment in 1979. For the past 4.5 decades, the abandoned factory has been one of the hottest urban exploration locations for curious.
Boy, this should look like the back rooms, bro.
4.5 decades, the abandoned factory has been one of the hottest urban exploration locations.
This looked like a place you go, but the second you walk inside, everything turns black, and then you open your eyes, and and then you have a bag over your head. Like this looks like one of those situations, bro.
In 2012, the factory started receiving even more attention after the Black Widow interrogation scene from the first movie of the Avengers was shot there. 10 years later...
Really? Yo, Scarlett Johansson. I'm not even a milkman like that, bro, but Scarlett Johansson.
Chris made the trip to the abandoned factory and recorded everything he saw. As Chris begins exploring, there doesn't seem to be anyone around. Only the sound of crickets can be heard in the darkness as he walks around the outside of the building. Disturbingly, the sound of gunshots can be heard in the distance less than 5 minutes into the recording. It's worth mentioning that for the past few years, Cleveland has been ranked as one of the top 10 most dangerous cities in the US, making this visit to the abandoned factory even more risky.
Somebody's shooting.
They doing gunfight? Yo, that's what I'm saying, bro. That shit Call of Duty, man. What the hell? Damn!
That's Cleveland.
They letting that shit go.
That's crazy.
They said meet me out Hotel Transylvania. Okay.
It's not even that far away from here. Oh, that sounds like a shootout.
Chris has experience exploring everything from abandoned mental hospitals and sanatoriums to vacant occult temples, and he shrugs off the fear as he enters.
Bro, why? Did you just... Hold on. Repeat what you just said?
Sounds like a shootout.
Chris has experience exploring everything from abandoned mental hospitals and sanatoriums to vacant occult temples, and he...
All by choice.
He shrugs off the fear as he enters.
All by choice. He chose. He woke up one day and said, you know what, bro? I think real life would be a nice situation to put myself in an Outlast situation.
is the creepy building.
All by choice.
Just like in many abandoned buildings, Chris finds a mattress on the floor, meaning at least one person has been sleeping there recently.
Bro, privacy, bro. You in someone's home, bro. Privacy,
He captures footage of the first floor and walks up the stairs to the second floor. All that can be heard in the eerie darkness is the sound of his footsteps. A few minutes later, Chris goes down to the basement, and the footage becomes increasingly creepy.
Yo, I'm not even trying to shit on nobody's like real life situation, because I do think if you're homeless, like, I'm sorry, bro, like that shit rough. But to be in a situation to where you have to sleep in a situation, like to sleep in an area like this, and you have to remember, like, the guy recording this video has a light, so you sleeping here, it's pitch black. Nah, bro. Yo, some people's lives are really like, it's a war zone, man.
Here, as Chris runs into a
That's
series
nuts
of
that
dead
you found a
ends
bed
under the
inside
leaky
here.
and moldy ceiling.
Okay, I'm hearing something. Maybe it's an animal. There's animals down here.
Of course there's animals down here, bro. Like, what?
At several points during
I'm
his
surprised there was a
exploration of the
human.
basement, he can be heard making comments
They're
about a
surprised they
strange
see you.
noise coming from somewhere on that floor, and at first he seems to think it's an animal. Alarmingly, he finds a few shell casings on the ground from what was probably a 9mm handgun. Although it would be pretty unsettling to find something like this lying on the ground in an abandoned factory
That boy
basement,
don't care. He
it's
touches
worth
it.
mentioning that police departments often use abandoned buildings and complexes for training exercises. However, in this case, it's impossible to know if that's really what happened.
That boy moving like Leon Kennedy down here.
Shortly after, he comes across a series of disturbing messages on the walls. He continues recording as he walks down narrow corridors, and this is where things get a lot more disturbing.
This place is so wet. Oh, you scared the out of me.
Bro, I'm one of the, when I watch footage, I just assume like how it smells. I know it smells like shit down here. I just know. I can smell it through the screen, bro. I got that 4D smell. Is that somebody?
You need some help, bro?
If he starts running, bro, God help me, bro.
Yo. Dead. He's not even responding. I'm gonna leave him alone. Get the f out of his way. Bro, that's crazy.
After about 20 minutes of exploring, the visit takes a very dark turn as Chris runs into a hunched over man without a light at the far end of the room. He calls out to him and asks if he needs any help, but the man doesn't move or respond, and Chris decides to leave him alone. Understandably, Chris's breathing can be heard getting louder and heavier after the extremely unsettling encounter, but things were only about to get more disturbing for him.
Bro, I'm too much of an empath to watch these types of videos, bro. Cause I'm really just wondering, like, bro, like, if I was in the situation, bro, I would have tried to, you know, be like, yo, you good, bro? I would have came closer. I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'd have been like, yo, you want some food, bro? Like, we can go to, I don't know. You want some McDonald's, bro? I'll come back with some McDonald's, bro. Like, you good, bro? Cause, bro's mind must really be a war zone. Like, to even be here, bro. That boy probably need a hug or something.
I'm gonna get this dude a $20 bill.
That's, yeah, come on, bruh. $20 bill, bro. Yo, you need a shower or something? Come to my crib, man. Come take a nice shower, and you gotta leave right after, though, because you got demons in you, but I don't want the demons in my house. I'm gonna keep that shit a beam, bro. You got to take a shower, do all that, give him a suit, throw him back into the water. Throw him back to the woods. Come on. Is he gone?
Hey, I got some money for you.
Yeah, boy, it's not there.
About 4 minutes later, Chris decides to go back.
Man, he said, fuck that money. I'm trying to eat you. $20 not gonna get, bro, you more worth the $20 than that money is to him. He's trying to eat some.
Back to help the man out by giving him a $20 bill. But alarmingly, when he goes back to the room, the man is no longer there.
That boy pop
This could
instant
be incredibly
transmission.
dangerous, as squatters are known to behave aggressively toward unwanted visitors. And because they know the place better than anyone else, they can easily hide in the shadows and attack or scare visitors when they least expect it. One theory that many viewers seemed to favor was that maybe the man was not a homeless person at all, but a gang member who was hiding from the shootout that could be heard at the beginning of the video.
Could be.
However, it's impossible to confirm if this was actually the case.
Could be.
It seems pretty
Impossible to
unlikely
tell.
given his strange behavior. As he continues searching for the man, Chris notices bats flying around the basement, and things get even more eerie at this point.
Oh my god, he's gonna find a toilet.
There's a lot of bats down here too.
Damn, this motherfucker in the bat cave?
Right when he walks into one of the rooms, if you look closely at the far left of the screen, you can actually see the man from earlier standing in what used to be a door frame, staring at Chris in the darkness.
Come on, man.
Chris doesn't notice and continues walking. It's
That boy
impossible to
Chris
know how long
don't
the man
got
has been
no
following him, and in
eyes.
these kind of situations, it can be hard to gauge the squatter's intentions.
I like the graffiti that be on the walls though. I do like that shit.
A few minutes later, the squatter can be
I
seen
fuck with
walking
graffiti.
outside as cars
I've
pass
always
by the
fucked with
side of the
graffiti.
building. At one point, Chris mentions he thinks the guy said hello, but it can't be heard clearly through the camera audio. Just when he decides to head out, he hears a cell phone vibrate, indicating that there are more people down there with him hiding in the darkness. Having had enough disturbing encounters for the night, he decides to play it safe, and fortunately he was able to leave the building unharmed. He never found out who that man was, and since then he hasn't uploaded another video of the Westinghouse factory.
Bro walking way too slow for my liking. Honestly.
This video was recorded in Tartu, Estonia, and uploaded to YouTube in August of 2016.
This somewhere in Europe?
4 teenagers visit an
Oh, it's
abandoned
over.
sauna that was built more than
This
a
is
century
literally
ago
Silent
in
Hill.
1915, back when Estonia was still part of the Russian Empire. After fulfilling its purpose for 80 years, the sauna was decommissioned in 1995. The building
This would
remained
make a
abandoned for
perfect goon
23
cave
years
with the
until in
homies.
2018
Bro.
it was fully renovated and turned into a beauty salon, which is still operating as of this video's upload in 2023. In August of 2016, the uploader visited the abandoned location with 3
Bro,
friends.
what possessed you to say
Upon
that?
entering the building, you can see that it looks exactly what you would expect a building that's been abandoned for 21 years to look
Can you domesticate a bat? Probably not. They'd probably eat you.
like. There's an insane amount of mold growing freely on the walls, the heaters are covered in a thick layer of rust, the floor is full of holes, and the entire structure looks like it could collapse at any second. Throughout the video, the teenage explorers also run into
pet
some
bat would be
disturbing
sick, though.
messages on the walls. And especially
Bro, imagine, hold on, bro. I'm imagining a situation, right? I'm sleeping. Someone breaks into the house. I'm startled. I'm like, hold on, bro. What's going on? My bat flipped upside down on the ceiling. He's like, like what noise do bats make? They be making like those echo. He would even make a noise. He would just be like, he would just say something and like the dogs would hear it or something. Like, was that echolocation type noise? So he would just dash out of my room, just flying on some fast shit, and just bite the person who pulled up.
eerie one reads, "You can't
I'm imagining that situation in my head. That shit sound fire.
hide," and there are also several creepy drawings of stick figures graffitied on the walls in some of the other rooms. For the first few minutes of the visit, other than the disturbing messages and some loose shoes and other personal belongings, there doesn't seem to be any indication that somebody could be living there or had even visited the location recently. However, about 20 minutes into the visit, one of the teenagers finds a door frame covered by a curtain, and they decide to explore the room.
This is literally the beginning of a horror movie. It's over, bruh.
As one of the explorers shines a flashlight into the room, a gut-wrenching scream can be heard coming from the shadows. Immediately, the 4 teenagers run out of the building in a panic. When they finally step outside, the sun is already set, and the boys get into the car to flee from the location. Although the explorer was too busy running to show footage of the screaming man, it's more than likely that it was a homeless resident of the abandoned building who wasn't expecting visitors. Still, it must have been extremely disturbing to experience
I mean, when you say a curtain, you gotta just imagine someone must have been there to have hung it up, right?
something like that, even if they went together as a group. After that day in 2016, the boys never went back to the abandoned sauna again.
I'm out this bitch.
In March of
Trust.
2022, YouTubers Meg and Chris uploaded a new video to their channel Back in Time MC, in which they showed footage of their visit to a rundown old farmhouse somewhere in the UK.
Why?
In the caption, they mentioned that they found an entry point through an open window around the side of the house. Based on the state of disarray the farmhouse is in, it's clear that nobody has been maintaining it for quite some time. The floor is covered in leaves and cobwebs, the shoes look dusty and unused, and there are even a couple of dead animals lying on the floor, along with some shotgun shells lying on top of a bedside table.
I'm cool,
The only
bro.
clues that indicate somebody could have been at the location
You walking in a crime scene.
relatively recently are that one of the light bulbs in one of the bedrooms looks relatively new, and some of the clothes in the closet look only gently used. Based on the pictures that Chris finds on different shelves and hung up on the walls, it appears as if a family of at least 4 children used to live in the farmhouse. As the couple continues with the exploration, they walk into one of the upstairs bedrooms, where they find something very unexpected.
GG.
Thin, narrow piece of carpet that comes all the way across. Absolutely nuts.
Chill,
Into
bruh.
this bedroom here.
Am I gotta hope you edit that music inside there, because there's no way I'm hearing what's that called, y'all? You wind it up and then it makes music? Is that what I'm hearing?
Wow.
Okay, that's just the video. They edited it.
Hello.
What happened?
Oh my god. Hello.
Did you just say that inside there?
You're live. You know, man, we...
You can't live in here. Yeah?
No.
Bro, we do not believe this, bro. And this is on we, because we all don't believe this. Come on, bro.
You can't.
We thought it was abandoned. We thought it
Yo, get your mama out of this house, man.
was abandoned.
You can't live in here.
When he first walked into the room, Chris didn't notice that there was someone asleep in the bed. It wasn't until Meg walked in and made a noise that the woman sleeping in the bed woke up and gave them the scare of their life.
But is someone actually living
Although
inside
the
here?
uploaders blurred the woman's face out of respect for her privacy, it's clear that she's pretty old. During the conversation, she tells the couple that she doesn't have any family that could take her to live somewhere else less depressing.
Wait, there was actually a woman in here? Bro, nah, fake content, bro. I gotta keep saying that so it can make me feel better. This whole time, she's been living in this old-ass, decrepit house. Ants and shit on the ground, dead animal. No, bro, that's... But to lay in a bed like that and not be a paid actor is crazy. No, reverse that. To lay in a bed like that and be a paid actor is crazy. You gotta be paying me some millos. That's a disease.
Out of sheer kindness, Chris and Meg keep the lady company and try their best to understand her situation.
Oh, no, we're sending
She
you to
introduces
the
herself as Jane.
elderly
and over the
home.
next
I
10
don't know.
minutes, they ask her questions about how she ended up living all alone.
She also seems mad nonchalant. Like, yo, 2 people just bust inside your crib. Are you mad? Like, this normal for you, bro?
in an abandoned
She talking like
farmhouse.
this a
Thanks to the
tourist
couple's
attraction.
Empathy, the initial shock of being startled by the sleeping old lady and seeing her living in such terrible conditions quickly turns into a heartwarming moment in which the 3 of them talk
Damn.
about each other's lives.
Damn.
What happened was I came here to help somebody,
Okay.
and this is only for a week I'm coming.
Yeah.
And that was 1993.
Damn.
Wow, she's been here nearly 30 years.
Yeah.
Disturbingly, Jane mentioned she's been living in the abandoned farmhouse for 30 years, and even though Chris and Meg offer to help her, bring her food, and buy her clean clothes and sheets, she seems hesitant to accept anything
What
from
does she
them,
eat?
claiming that she's fine living the way she does. She mentions that even though it's not her house, the men who work at the farmhouse know she's there and they bring her food and water every day.
Wow.
In a touching moment at the end, the couple agrees with Jane to visit her again soon. This would have been a happy ending to the story, but Chris and Meg included a caption at the end of the video that cast the situation in a more disturbing light. The caption reads,
No way.
I did a lot of research to try and find the name of the farm and whom it was owned by. Luckily, I got the information needed, and I even got a message from someone who knew the farmer who farms there. Chris goes on to explain that the man who reached out to him also knew that Jane was living there, and that the farmer also lives in the farmhouse with her. According to the man, Jane is very well cared for, but she chooses to live in those terrible conditions anyway. The man also mentioned that Jane's husband is up there constantly to make sure she's okay, but she doesn't accept his help very easily, or anyone's help for that matter. It's worth mentioning that Jane might not have been completely truthful about her situation to Chris and Meg. During their conversation, she mentioned that she didn't have anyone to care for her except for the farmer.
Clearly
but the
she
man
was
who knew
lying.
the farmer told Chris that she also has a brother who tries to take care of her. Not entirely convinced by what the man told him, Chris continued digging for information and found that the farm was not on any land registry records, but there was another property to Jane's name that she owned between 1986 and 2015. After visiting the other property, Chris mentioned that it was as unkempt and beat up as the farmhouse itself. Having heard two different versions of the story from the man who contacted him and from Jane herself, he decided to contact Adult Social Services. This is the email he received from them. Good morning, thank you for your email. I can confirm that Adult Social Care are aware of this lady, however, I'm not able to provide you with any further details.
Alright.
We appreciate your input and the information you have provided, and thank you for raising your concerns with us. Chris then told the man who contacted him to tell Jane that he and Meg would be happy to go back and visit her if she wanted them to. After this, there were no further updates on the old woman, and we'll likely never know what became of her. The only thing we know for sure is that if someone else decides to explore the abandoned farmhouse in the future, they'll likely run into the same situation as Chris and Meg. Sadly, this type of situation is much more common than many people realize. With rising prices and the overall state of the global economy, a large part of the elderly
She must have like some
population
type of
is being
dementia
forgotten.
too.
Hopefully, Jane can accept some help from her family members and live out the rest of her days in much better.
Actually
and
not,
healthier
'cause if she did,
conditions
she
than
wouldn't
the one
even
she was in when
remember-
the video was uploaded.
She would never remember her getting food, alright?
Robert Fulton Elementary
I got selective
is an
dementia
abandoned
because there were
school
some
in a pretty
things that
rough
she
neighborhood of
didn't
Cleveland,
say.
Ohio.
I don't know.
The building is 92
What a weird
years old
situation.
and
I
has
don't
been
know.
abandoned for over 13 years. After several complaints from nearby residents who mentioned that the abandoned building was an eyesore, a potential crime hotspot, and that it was lowering the value of their properties, the mayor of Cleveland announced plans to turn the rundown old building into a high-quality, mixed-income housing unit for the community. Although the idea is still in the planning stages and the city needs more funding to complete the project, the plan is for the renovations to begin by the end of 2024. For now, Robert Fulton Elementary remains one of the creepiest abandoned schools in the country.
School. Bro. I actually had a nightmare of that one time. I was walking through my high school and it was abandoned and there was like no, but it was like the same layout of everything. But like there was no one there and I still had to go to class. I was pissed, bro.
In May of 2023, Chris Hill, again from the YouTube channel
Damn!
Urbex Hill, uploaded a video in which he made a second visit to the boarded up
Bro, this motherfucker don't like his life.
abandoned elementary school. The first video he made of the school was
This
back in
motherfucker looking for
2022.
any way to die.
During his first visit, he heard strange
'Cause
humming,
what you mean this is your
chanting,
content?
creaking, and banging noises coming from different rooms. This was part of the description in the first video. Most
Anywhere
sections
that's remotely creepy, he's been there. He's been there. He's recorded it. He's had a ball.
of the building are falling apart, and the water and elements have done irreversible damage to the structure. I would not recommend anyone explore this school. You risk getting robbed
Also, Cleveland is not real.
or worse.
Cleveland might actually be Area 51.
With that being said, I heard weird noises and other various things during my exploration. After these incidents, the vast majority of people would have been too terrified to even think of going back. But 2 years later, Chris decided to make a second visit to the school alone at 1 a.m.
Have you ever seen an abandoned building? I've seen a couple. Like I've seen like there was like this one abandoned school. Once again, I've never been inside any of these places because I don't see myself having any reason being inside of an abandoned building. But I've seen abandoned schools. I've seen an abandoned hospital. I've seen the creepiest one, y'all. And mind you, when I say abandoned school and hospital, I'd be like, this is like one time I've seen it. And this is like me driving past or something, all right? But there was this one, it was an abandoned church. And me just driving past it, I felt something like touch me, bro. I'm not even saying like it was a ghost or like anything spiritual or religious. I'm not even saying that. But there was like an air that was surrounding this abandoned church. And it looked like a regular church. Like there was nothing, it didn't look like I didn't see Frankenstein chilling for the window. It looked like a regular church. But it's just knowing that it was abandoned, And I don't know, bro. I was looking at the cross and I was like, I didn't like it, bro. Something, it just something
Crazy.
something tugged at me, bro. Like it was pushing me back. I was like, yeah, I'm.
From the very
Hey.
beginning of the footage,
I was moving. What was I moving? Like maybe like this is like a street. I'm like 30 miles per hour. Shoot, 50.
it's clear that
Shoot,
Robert Fulton
60,
Elementary belongs in a
shoot,
different
70.
category of abandoned buildings than most
Bro,
others.
I had to go.
What stands out the most about the building is the fact that just over a decade ago, children were learning in those classrooms, running and playing in the halls, and now it looks more like something out of a horror movie than a school. The eeriness of the location, the pitch darkness, and the extreme state of decay of the building all contribute to the school's incredibly creepy atmosphere, and not a lot of people would dare go in there at night, much less alone.
That's creepy.
For a building that has only been abandoned for 13 years, Robert Fulton Elementary is in a much worse state than other buildings that have been vacant for much longer. But Chris doesn't seem to mind as he captures footage of the dark corridors with peeling
This should look like Corpse Party.
walls and random debris lying all over the floor. As he ventures deeper into the school, Chris starts hearing strange noises, but nobody seems to be around, and he continues his exploration in the chilling silence. The underlying structure in some of the rooms on the upper floors seems extremely unstable, but Chris shows his expertise in urban exploration by avoiding the surfaces that crack under his feet. After about 15 minutes of exploring the top
Imagine having so much experience in abandoned places that you have game sense when the second you enter like anything abandoned or haunted. You're like, oh, too much cracking here. I gotta move in this direction. You know, people be like, what is it? What happened? So let's just say you lick your finger and you put up into the air. It's like that's where you see where the wind is going. Like, bro, this guy has like real life like hacks for only haunted houses. It's crazy.
floors, Chris goes down into the basement, which is arguably the most deteriorated part of the school.
Or like the
As he
grass is
explores
greener on the
dark
other
rooms,
side.
he
Like,
finds
come
some
on,
indications that
man.
other people could be living there. Interestingly, he also finds what appears to be a
If there
boiler
was a
room that's
quiz
been
for
flooded with
abandoned
water.
places, bro, he'd get straight A's. I'm out this hoe. Bye. I'm gone, bro.
At around the 30-minute mark, a loud bang.
The way how my balls would've went my ass, bro, it's crazy.
And it becomes very clear
I'm
that
cool.
Chris is not alone. As he steps into one of the classrooms, he finds a very eerie message written on the chalkboard, which reads, "Don't explore alone," as well as a paper sign on the door that reads, "Keep out."
GG.
Despite the clear warnings, he goes
They about to harvest his bones.
inside, only to find more signs that somebody's living there. This is where Chris's visit to Robert Fulton Elementary takes a very chilling turn.
This is how it looks when you're walking towards the final boss. I'm sorry. Yo. Oh.
Fearing for his life after hearing the blood-curdling scream, he sprints out of the building to safety, hoping that the man wasn't following him. If you look closely at the footage, you can see the outline of the screaming man when Chris peels back the curtain to his room.
I didn't see him.
Upon reviewing the footage later that night, he
Bro,
found
you
something.
gotta put that in like 3 minus speed. Like, I don't know, bro. I need to see that. I need to see that. Bro say he sees an outline of something. I beg your pardon? Let me see it. I'm muting. Alright, let me know if you see an outline. I don't see shit. I think I see him. I think I see him, bro. I'm gonna put this in normal speed, and I'm gonna continue the video because I'm getting creeped out. Fuck on my screen.
The footage later that night, he found something else even more unsettling. When he first walked into the building, his camera caught something that he didn't notice at the time. In the distance, a man's shadow can be seen walking into one of the rooms. It's not clear where the man went after that, but based on the strange noises Chris heard throughout his visit, it's very likely that the man was watching him all along.
That's
Although the scream was
crazy.
terrifying to hear, and we can only imagine what Chris must have felt at that moment, it's worth mentioning that the room he entered was probably the man's home, and from the squatter's perspective, it was probably just as terrifying to see a random man pull back the curtain to his room.
Yeah.
These kinds of encounters can often get violent very quickly, but thankfully Chris once again made it out safely. He hasn't uploaded new footage of the location.
Once again, to even be in a situation, bro. And I know, like, life has gone so expensive and all that. It's really sad. It's more sad than it is like anything else. To be in a situation to even have to live in an abandoned run. There's no water connected to this building. You have to understand that, bro. Like, they are literally just here so they can have a roof over their head. There's nothing. There's no gain to this, bro. This isn't Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, bro. This is the worst life of Zach and Cody. I don't know.
Since then.
I don't know,
This
bro.
footage was uploaded in October 2019 by YouTuber
The ass life of Zach and Cody. I don't know.
From San Bernardino, California.
Shitty life of Zach and Cody.
One
I don't
day,
know.
as he was riding his motorcycle on the highway in California, he noticed an abandoned house sitting on top of a hill and decided to take a look inside. From the very beginning of the footage, it becomes clear that
We
somebody's already
gotta
been
do
there,
this,
and
Law.
that it probably wasn't
Yeah, that's that French.
the original owners of that
Tired of French people, bro. Tired. Bro said we gotta do this. No.
house.
No.
Unlike many abandoned buildings, you can tell this house used to be beautiful before it was vacated.
Me no
That
speak
doesn't make it
French,
any
me
less
speak
creepy to visit,
Spanish.
even in the middle of the day.
Me speak Spanglish.
Heebie-jeebies, dude.
Heebie-jeebies, dude.
Dude, that dark room. I kept feeling something was gonna jump out at me. What's down here?
Bro, if me and you are looking at the same thing, I'm looking at literally this is Mariana Trench, darkest corner of life. I can't see nothing down there. You're just gonna walk in like nothing. Bet. No light exists down there, bro.
I think I hear somebody.
You're even down here and there's no light and you're cooling.
I think I hear something.
I'm out this bitch. Bro don't even got a flashlight. Bro living life on X Games.
Derek goes down to explore one of the rooms on the bottom floor, and this is where he hears a disturbing thud. Terrified, he makes a run for it and even trips and falls on his way out. But eventually, he gets back on his motorcycle and flees the location.
He lucky the monster wasn't me, bro. If I was down there and I see him trip and fall, that would have been your ass, bro. I'd been making free meals, bro. Come on.
As per one of the most popular theories
What's AK say? Eating good noodles every day.
proposed by viewers, the noise was probably made by a homeless person who was trying to warn Derek to get out of his home. Although squatters don't spend all their time lurking in the shadows, it's common for them to use the darkness as a tool when someone comes into the building unannounced. It's a basic rule of urban exploration that if you hear a loud noise upon entering a room, you should probably leave. Sometimes squatters make a noise as a first and final warning to drive visitors away respectfully. If Derek had pushed forward, he may have been attacked by whoever was hiding in the darkness.
But bro don't even got a flashlight or nothing. Like you were just prepared to get your butt took. Okay, I'm trying to think of the process, right? I'm gonna go down there to see what's going on. It's also mad dark, so I'm not gonna be able to see nothing, and they're gonna be able to see me. So let's just, you know what I'm saying? Like let's make it work.
It's a
I'm with a camera, no light though.
natural
Nothing.
impulse to call out and announce your presence in these kinds of situations, but squatters will very rarely answer these calls in a normal way. Nobody likes to be seen living in those conditions, and more often than not, the response will be rather aggressive and sometimes even violent.
Bro, that's why, like, I don't want no one watching this video and being like, yo, these guys is weird. Like, what these guys, bro, you are in an abandoned home, which looks bad. It is bad. It is. But you're in an abandoned home. Someone is trying to make content out of your living situation, bro. If I'm having a bad day, I might just eat you too, bro. Really, think about it, bro. I'm in an abandoned church, cooling, minding my own business. I ain't hurting nobody. I've been eating ants for the last 5 weeks, okay? I'm chilling, bro. Beating my shit. I'm just beating my shit, right? Stroking. Someone pulls up out of nowhere in a motorcycle, in a Harley Davidson. They pull up. They're like, ooh, let me get inside there. They got a camera out trying to get content, bro, so they can get their second Harley Davidson. I'm over there. I'm butt naked, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ants surrounding me. I'm at a point where the ants are on my privates, bro. I'm still doing the thing, bro. I'm still doing the good work. This motherfucker gonna come through talking about some, yo, chat, is it scary? Bro, if I hear that, bro, yo, if I hear that, I would literally run. I'd run so fast towards you and take a big ass bite out of your neck. What are we talking about, bro? I'm gonna be eating good noodles every day for the next 5 weeks, bro. That's good.
Fortunately, in this case, Derek was able to get away from
That's
the potentially
good
dangerous
eats.
situation just in time. In central Ontario, Canada, there's a small community south of Port Elgin known as North Bruce. To the locals, however, it's known as the Devil's Elbow. According to John, the urban explorer who uploaded this video, the reason for the name was that there was once an occult high priest who lived in the mansion at a cul-de-sac, in which the townspeople used to think there was paranormal activity due to the occult rituals the priest used to perform in his home. The mansion has since been abandoned, and as of today, nobody wants to buy it or live in it due to its chilling atmosphere and sketchy past.
Not gonna lie, this house doesn't look too bad. Hey, y'all, I'm keeping it real with y'all, bro. The living market kind of rough right now. Rent high, you know, bill, you know what I'm saying?
Today, nobody wants to buy it or live in it due to its chilling atmosphere.
Shoot, I'll buy it. What are you talking? Hey,
And
what?
sketchy past.
Y'all said there's a couple ghosts. I'm cool, bro. I got a vacuum. I've played Luigi's Mansion. I could do it. I'm cool.
According to John, some renovations have been made sporadically since the house
This place
was
don't look that
vacated,
bad.
But as of the video's upload, the house was still abandoned. In 2019, John set out to explore
They got a TV here waiting for me too, bro. That's all a man needs, man. A nice looking kitchen and a TV. Man, y'all said Slender Man pulls up every 5 days. Shoot, I'll just be out by the 5th day. Trust. But from 1, 2, 3, and 4, I'm coolin'.
the occult mansion alone at night, but things didn't go exactly as he planned.
They're losing
In
me.
comparison to other
Why is there a pillar on? What?
abandoned buildings, the mansion seems to be in relatively good shape,
Yeah.
except for the garage, which has clearly seen better days.
Bro, this should look like a gas chamber. Where are you?
About 5 minutes into the exploration, John starts to hear strange noises upstairs, but they seem to quiet down as soon as he climbs the set of stairs.
Okay, guys, I think.
The door is sexy though. Yo, come on, bro. Out of all the buildings we just seen, bro. Yo, where's my sleeping bag, bro? Come on.
I've been hearing stuff upstairs, but I'm hoping, and I mean this, I really hope.
The stairs a little bit on the dirty side, but you know, nothing a good broom can't fix. Just sweep it up, man. Sweep it up.
That is paranormal, and not someone freaking in here.
I just heard something talk, and then he proceeds to go all the way up. Nice.
My keys are making noises.
That sounds like Satan, bro.
My keys are making noises. Freaking somebody down there, dude. Come on, quit messing with me. I'm just trying to freaking. I'll leave.
Bro, that ain't human. That is not human, bro. Nah, whatever's down there, it got a third arm. I've heard that sound before. I heard that sound before in Ben 10. That's 4 arms down there, bro. He gonna rip your shit apart. Bro, he really gonna rip your body into 5 different pieces. That's crazy. You fucked. You fucked, bro. Your first mistake was waking up today, bro. GG.
There's something else in here. Now that I've got myself in a bad situation. Oh, jeez.
Disturbingly, as he walks around upstairs, the noises can be heard again, even louder this time, leading John to think that perhaps someone else is in there messing with him. Although he mentions loudly to whoever is in there with him that his only intention is to explore and that he doesn't want to bother anyone, whoever was making the noise doesn't respond and continues hiding.
You're still moving slow too, bro. Yo, if I was Buddy down here, bro, I would just be preparing the pot. The pot would be simmering right now, bro. That's okay. He wants to play with me, bro. He's in my house. He wants to play with me, bro. I'm keeping the pot on low.
The noises stop for a
Come
couple
on.
minutes, but then something terrifying happens.
GG.
It's Florida. Oh my god, Freelander. Hello?
Damn, they got a light bill inside here?
Is there somebody here? I'm not.
Bro, you saw the light get turned on. Yo, he's asking dumb questions, bro. Yo, is someone here, bro? Or was it the ants that turned on the light?
I'm not here to bother or rob anything. I was just here exploring. I thought it was a band.
He's there. Oh.
Disturbingly, a man's voice can be heard screaming, "I'm gonna kill you," and before catching a glimpse of who it is, John runs out of the mansion immediately and doesn't look back until he's a safe distance away from the building. It's unknown who was in the house or how long they had been watching him, or even if
This house got a fireplace too? Nah, I don't care if he says he would kill me, bro. Hey, we roommates now. He can't even get mad at me, bro. Your house is not on this. Your name is not on the lease, bro. No one owns this building, bro. Sleeping bag and everything, bro. I'm cool.
they had bad
You like some beans? I got some beans in the bag, bro. We could split this.
intentions or were just messing with him. According to several viewers, it's very unlikely that the other person in the house was another explorer. In the urban exploration community, people usually help each other out,
Garage is crazy.
and there's a sort of code that every explorer sticks to in order to help keep creepy locations as safe to visit as possible. If the other person in the house was another explorer,
The goon
making
house with
noises
the
in abandoned
homies, bro, we
house
gotta
and
stop.
screaming, "I'm going to kill you," would obviously be very out of the ordinary. That leaves the question of who could have screamed at John. It's more than likely that it was just a homeless person who didn't want any visitors, but because John ran out before he could see anyone, this much will probably remain unknown forever.
What a video, bro. Yeah, like for real, like stay out of these stay out of these abandoned places, man. If you're somewhere and you think you're alone and you see the light randomly get turned on, just know you aren't alone, bro. You aren't I don't know if people need to tell you this. I don't know if I gotta storyboard this idea to you. I don't know if I gotta pull out the chalkboard, but big chances are, right? You somewhere, the light gets turned on. It wasn't you. It was someone else. Or if you see someone squatting in the darkness, maybe all they want is a hug, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get that boy a hug and $20, bro, and keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Cause he said earlier that guy was probably just running from the shootout, but he heard Buddy talk. If he was just running from the shootout, he could have said something. Like, bro was right behind you. So clearly that's more than just a shootout situation, bro. That boy tweak. That boy big tweak. Just go behind him, give him a nice hug, and if he eats you afterwards, bro, technically speaking, you in his house, bro. Like, let's keep it real, bro. You in his territory. You feel me? Good video though. Shout out to Chilling Scarers.